The potential transfer of Type 053 frigates from China to the Indonesian Navy is a development currently in a phase of formal evaluation and internal review by the Indonesian government. This process involves a meticulous assessment of the technical, operational, and financial implications of integrating pre-owned naval assets into its existing fleet structure. The vessels in question are specifically the Type 053 H3 variant, a class of guided missile frigates that entered service with the Chinese Navy in the latter part of the 1990s and the early 2000s. As such, they represent a design that is several decades old but one that has undergone a series of mid-life upgrades to extend its serviceability and combat relevance. Physically, these ships are substantial naval platforms, with a full load displacement measured at approximately 2,250 tons. Their operational range is facilitated by a combined diesel and diesel propulsion system. The armament suite of the Type 053 H3 particularly is found on units that have been modernized, typically includes a set of anti-ship missiles as their primary offensive weaponry. For defensive capabilities, especially against aerial threats, these upgraded vessels are equipped with a modern short-range surface-to-air missile system and a close-in weapon system, which is a rapid-fire, automated naval cannon designed to engage incoming anti-ship missiles and aircraft at very short distances. The ships also feature a main naval gun of medium caliber and carry torpedoes for anti-submarine warfare, making them multi-role platforms, albeit from a previous generation of naval design. The current status of this proposal, as confirmed by official Indonesian sources, is that it remains an offer under active consideration. The Indonesian Ministry of Defense is conducting a feasibility study, which is a standard and critical procedural step preceding any major defense acquisition. This study is not a mere formality, it involves a deep and systematic analysis of multiple complex factors. These factors include a detailed inspection of the material condition of the specific hulls offered, an estimation of their remaining service life, and a projection of the long-term costs associated with their maintenance, repair, and overhaul. Furthermore, the study must evaluate the compatibility of the ship's systems, including their sensors, weapons, and communications equipment, with the Indonesian Navy's established logistics chains, training protocols, and operational doctrines. The absence of a finalized agreement or a public timeline for a decision underscores that this review process is substantive and that its outcome is not predetermined. The nature of the transfer has been frequently characterized in reports as military assistance. This terminology indicates that the transaction is not envisioned as a conventional commercial sale. Instead, it is likely structured on highly favorable financial terms for Indonesia, potentially involving a direct grant or a symbolic transfer for a nominal fee. Such an arrangement often includes ancillary support, such as initial training for crews and technical staff, and possibly a limited initial supply of spare parts, to facilitate the transition. This approach distinguishes it from a straightforward arms purchase and places it within the context of defense diplomacy. The broader context for this offer is a discernible pattern of deepening defense cooperation between Indonesia and China. This frigate proposal is one element of a larger and rapidly evolving security relationship. It aligns with other significant defense procurement activities undertaken by Indonesia, suggesting a strategic calculus that involves diversifying sources of military equipment and strengthening bilateral ties through concrete defense sector collaboration. From a practical and strategic perspective for Indonesia, the potential acquisition of these frigates presents a distinct set of advantages and considerations. The most immediate benefit is the opportunity to increase the numerical strength of its surface fleet in a rapid and highly cost-effective manner. The Indonesian archipelago encompasses a vast maritime territory that requires constant patrol and surveillance. The introduction of several additional frigate-sized platforms, even of an older generation, would provide the Navy with more available hulls to deploy for routine but demanding maritime security tasks. These tasks include monitoring the exclusive economic zone, conducting anti-piracy operations, and performing search and rescue duties. By assigning these missions to the acquired Type 053 H3 ships, the Indonesian Navy could then reassign its more modern, sophisticated, and capable frigates and corvettes to focus on primary fleet operations and high-readiness tasks in areas of heightened strategic interest. The value proposition of the Type 053 H3, therefore, is not that it represents a leading-edge capability, but that it offers a readily available, low acquisition cost solution to augment the Navy's overall order of battle and enhance its presence across a dispersed operational domain. The offer for the transfer of Type 053 frigates is a concrete proposal that is being subjected to a rigorous and necessary evaluation process by the Indonesian defense establishment. The decision will ultimately be determined by a comprehensive analysis weighing the tangible benefit of rapidly gaining additional naval platforms against the long-term logistical, financial, and operational implications of sustaining a new, albeit older, class of warship within the fleet.